Check one, check two. I've heard just about enough of this trial and this case. First of all, it's 3 years later, right? And we're just now coming to a conclusion of this case. The man who shot the beloved rapper Nipsey Hussle has been sentenced today and found guilty in first-degree murder. Okay? He's looking at life in prison. Lucky for him that he didn't catch this case in Texas. Otherwise, it would have been different for him. But I feel like there's so many conspiracies revolved around this shooting of a rapper. There's so many details that have been left out. So many things. I mean, let's go back to the fact that a lot of people forget that Nipsey was supposed to meet up with the mayor the following day and to discuss the police brutality and the gang violence in the city of Los Angeles and how and what they can do to correct and fix those things. So supposedly this case was put on hold because of the pandemic. So 3 years later, we're gonna wait till we find out what gets resolved here, right? The jurors find Holder guilty of this that sends shockwaves across the world. Let me tell you right now, man, that this case obviously should have been a slam dunk. This is probably why none of Nipsey's family showed up to the trial or to the sentencing. Well, technically he hasn't been sentenced yet. They said that that's supposed to be due in September. Really curious to see what they're gonna do about that, but I guess at this point it doesn't matter anymore as long as they found him guilty. So we already knew that this was gonna be a slam dunk. The question of what I'm wondering and what we are all wondering is that supposedly Nipsey called him a snitch, and this is why he came back and shot him, or said that there was word on the street that you were working with the police. Let's dig a little deeper into that, y'all. But I read in a report that supposedly Holder got paid off to do this killing. Now, before we go into conspiracy theories and we get all crazy, let's just think about that for a minute, though. That supposedly Nipsey says that word on the street is that you are working with the police. Then all of a sudden, this happens to Nip. I mean, why would a man go and do something like this and not think that he was going to get caught? I mean, the fact that you even decided to stay in the city, which is really interesting. Let's just take a minute to analyze this. Because also the fact of the matter was, a lot of people are claiming that the reason why he shot Nip was because he was calling him a snitch and that he was working with authorities. So could he have been working with the LAPD and they set him up to make sure to go do this killing? Also, like I said, how ironic it is that the day after he was supposed to have a meeting with the mayor of Los Angeles. It's too many things here that are just mysterious. But then on top of that, what just really irks me, people, is that this 4th of July weekend, I was at several parties listening to the hip hop music that's out there. And why is it that these rappers out here that talk about basically nothing in their music, just complete nonsense, are able to drive around in their Bentleys and walk around with their Louis Vuitton wallets, bags, belts, and talk about absolutely nothing? And then you get a rapper who's actually trying to uplift the community that he came out of, helping the children that are in that community that really don't always have a way out, that always don't have the same opportunities that kids from let's just say, more well-to-do suburban neighborhoods have. And he gets killed in cold blood in front of his store. It makes no sense, people. It really makes no sense. The other part to me that baffles me is that his big homie, Cowboy, said that Nip never called him a snitch. But then there's so many other reports out there saying that Nipsey did call him a snitch. So that one right there is another catch-22. But you know, that's where we at now, yo. That's where we at. And then I hear French Montana say, oh, rappers are under attack. Well, how about this? Why don't y'all rappers stop putting out the garbage that you putting out, and maybe we could slow down the ignorance? But we can't do that, yo. We can't do that because hip hop has now been designed to destroy each other. We got black on black crime. We even got black people from the same gang, from the same neighborhood, killing each other. That's where it's going, yo. And the fact that this nigga took the time to eat his chili cheese fries before. But what's up with the girl that was the driver? I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Brianita Nicholson? So she drove him to and from the scene of the crime, right? You know, she waited in the car in the alley. Now that to me sounds suspect. That she waited in the car in the alley. Another thing that's suspect to me is that there really doesn't seem to be any pictures of her surfacing on the internet. And that's good for her. I mean, that's good for her that she has no pictures, that she's able to protect her identity. But she drove him to the scene of the crime. Okay, so like, yeah, how is she supposed to know what's going to go down, right? But then she sees this man load a gun from what she said. Then he gets out of the car. She hears the gunshots. And then supposedly she says that he jumped back in the car and said, drive or else he's going to shoot her. Now, we all remember that when this first happened, it went viral. It was all over the internet. It was all over social media. So how is she going to be the one to say, okay, you can go ahead and sleep at my mama's house, and then not only that, she put him in a motel in her name, and she's gonna say that she wasn't aware that he was the killer? Come on, yo. There's definitely something fishy going on here. But you know what? I think we're gonna have to analyze this and break it down deeper. There's gonna have to be more segments on this. I'm not done with this yet. I want to dive a little deeper into this, but for now, I just want to tell y'all that I think there's definitely something that doesn't sound right with this whole situation. And I got to tell y'all right now that, yeah, rappers are under attack. I do agree with that, but I think a lot of this has to do with our own doing. The music needs to change, y'all. It also cannot be a coincidence that most of the rappers that are saying something, that are speaking the truth, that are speaking knowledge, that are teaching you how to get your money right, the legal way, and how to build things, and how to grow real estate, how to buy property, how to advance yourself, especially in the black culture, which a lot of us don't have or haven't really been taught, or our schools in the inner cities don't really teach us. You know, and it seems like all those rappers that are saying that in the music, that have a message, seems like a lot of them are disappearing, yo. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. You know, is this a conspiracy? Did he get paid for this? Is he even the killer? Or, yeah, he definitely did this and it was out of jealousy. I don't know, man. There's so many loopholes in this one. But, yeah, Tell us what you think.